Now we are in the upper 30s, and we have been seeing, lots of you all have been sending your pictures in. We totally appreciate that. And we just saw some ice pellets right outside of our news station at 410, pretty close to 410 in Fredericksburg. So yeah, it's just kind of a wintry Friday morning. Let's go and take a look at the rest of your nation because it's cold pretty much everywhere. I'm going to go back so you can see it. Again, up north, obviously Bismarck, -9, but the entire nation, for the most part, except for parts over here in Georgia, Atlanta, a little bit warmer. Florida, oh my gosh, Florida, down there in Miami, it's 80. But most of the nation really experiencing this wintry mix. It's nice and blue, which means it is nice and cold. So we're watching this cool front as it's moved down, and it took its time. It hovered around North Texas probably for about 3 days, actually just north of Texas around Oklahoma City. Finally came down probably around 7 o'clock, 7:30. I'm sure you felt that wind pick up and those temperatures dropped. And this morning we had wind chills in the 30s, a little bit of precipitation tied along with this system. Let's go and take a look at your current South Texas temperatures. 39 degrees, your dew point extremely low. So it's drying the atmosphere. But when we have this rain, this precipitation, it makes it feel just kind of like a wet cold, which really isn't that comfortable. Your current South Texas temperatures across the board, we are warming up. Not going to get much warmer than this. Pleasanton, 41 degrees. Port Lavaca, 44, a little bit warmer down there at the coast. Austin, 34. Fredericksburg, 31. Obviously, much colder in the hill country as that typically goes. Here's your feel-like temperature. So as we just saw, the hill country is in the 30s, but they feel like they're in the 20s. We felt like we were in the 20s this morning. We're close to it at 31. So it's just cold outside. Prepare. If you have to be outside, hopefully you don't, just make sure you bring your coat, your mittens, your hat. You're going to need it all today. Looking at your satellite radar, still seeing some precipitation move through our viewing area. We're going to see about a 30% chance of showers this afternoon. This evening, you have about a 20% chance. Now, I don't think any of this precip is going to stick because it's just not going to be cold enough. Seeing again, the majority of that mixing light rain with that light sleet in the hill country. Here's kind of a closer look, really getting it there in Kerrville the last 3 hours. Over here, as far as your rain chances over the next few days, let's go ahead and take a look. So I think the majority of the rain that we saw throughout South Texas most likely hit us more this morning. But again, we do have some rain chances this afternoon, and it's kind of that light mist that we've been seeing all week long. Now, Saturday, those rain chances do go up a little bit. It's going to be a cold weekend, but then we warm right up. I'm going to show you that in a second. As far as your future cast, so here's what's happening for the rest of the day. We're not, as I mentioned, we're not going to get a lot warmer, but I don't think any of this ice or this light sleet's going to accumulate on the ground because we don't stay cool enough. And that's the same situation for overnight. So if you're worried that you're going to wake up tomorrow morning to ice on the roads, I don't think that's the case, but you always just want to be careful and watch your speed anytime you have these wintry conditions. As we move through the day, it's going to be pretty chilly, and it stays that way. We have some precipitation. Those are just light rain chances moving through this evening. And then tomorrow morning, we're back in the upper 30s. It stays cool all weekend long. Those rain chances come back a little bit tomorrow. And let's go and take a look at your 7 days as far as what you can expect for the rest of the week. So really cold, light rain and sleet today, high of only 42 degrees. Then tomorrow, high of 44. It's still cold. If you're going out to the rodeo, bundle up. Sunday and Monday, look, we start to warm up. By Monday, we're back to 70 degrees as our high. Stays that way Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with highs in the mid 60s and lows in the mid to low 50s. You can catch this forecast anytime on KENS5.com. Jared Silverman joining us now with a look at all the difference between snow, rain, and sleet.
Well, many of us were awakened to the sound of sleet earlier this morning, but do you really know the difference? For rain, we know it falls as liquid from top all the way to bottom, but for freezing rain, usually the surface has to be at or below freezing, so it falls down as rain until it refreezes when it hits that surface. Now, earlier today, we were dealing with sleet. The difference there, you can actually have sleet with a surface temperature above 32. It'll fall into this relatively warm layer where it partially melts. And then, of course, as you can imagine, when you get snow from the base of the cloud all the way down to the ground, the temperature is usually at or below freezing, but you could still get snow even with a surface temperature above 32 degrees. So usually what we worry about here in San Antonio is the difference between freezing rain and sleet and how it really plays a role in the driving conditions. Remember, when you have freezing rain, that's when you tend to get that black ice on the roads. You can't really see it. The visibility is bad and you slip and slide. On the sleet end of it, it's kind of the lesser of two evils where you just have those ice pellets accumulating. But remember, usually for any frozen precipitation to accumulate on the ground, you need a temperature at the surface at or below freezing. Luckily, we didn't have that here this morning. I'm meteorologist Jared Silverman.